Hey guys, I'm getting ready to film my rising 6th grader, what I'll be using for her this year. Cannot believe she's going into 6th grade, but here we are. So these are the things I'll be using. This is actually Hayden's, but I was gonna go ahead and I have his handy, so I'm just gonna use his. But this is Hayden's Chromebook. They each have one. This year we made the decision to move them to an online math program. We were using Singapore, and I switched them to teaching textbooks. So that is what they now use. I'm not gonna be able to show you much. This would have been Hayden's home screen, but it's currently paused. And if you watched the video of his curriculum, you heard me say that you get a year subscription to it. You can pause it when you go on breaks so that you don't use up your time when you're not actively homeschooling. So that's what we've done. This is currently on break until sometime in July. So I can do a more thorough review of this. If anybody would like to see it, let me know. But I'll have to wait until our subscription is unpaused. So I can't show you too much, but they log on. They have access to a tutor if they need it. All of their quizzes and lectures and lessons and everything are right here. It's automatically graded. They have the option of being able to go back, redo the things they've gotten wrong, and I fill in more of a role of just making sure, like, I oversee and make sure that they've done what they were supposed to do, go back through it with them if they're stuck on anything. But so that's been a nice addition. It's freed up time for me to be able to work with my preschooler and to give him a little bit of time. So that is what we do for math. There's not much to show you. So moving on. For Ava, she will be doing typing 2. Last year we had planned for Hayden to do level 1, her to move on to level 2. She was still using level 1 at that time. We just ended up not progressing in typing as much. It's not something we do every day. But I would like to see them complete those this year because she is now at the point where she is having to type. So, and she's pretty decent at it just from level 1, but hopefully level 2 gets her a little bit quicker. So that's not something we do every day. We use it in the mornings when we don't have other stuff we want to do. Another thing that we don't do every day is handwriting, but that's another thing. And this is a carryover from last year because we don't use it every day. These things are just something that they do in the morning, unless I have like a project or something I need them to work on or they decide to read. So new for Ava this year is this book, and I got this for her. A lot of these things are the things I used to think of as like busy work in a public school setting, but I would like her to work on her critical thinking a little. So I got her this book. So this is something I will probably have her do like 1 day a week, and just slowly work her way through it. I picked this one because the whole beginning is animals and predators and prey and all that stuff, which she likes. So I got that, and she will do that this year. And let's see, we are also continuing on her language arts. She's in level 6 of The Good and the Beautiful, and which I said in Hayden's video, we started our language arts when we switched to this program. We started it in December. It was in the winter, December or January. So we typically complete our levels around that time. So it doesn't run on a regular, I guess, school year. which neither do we because we school year round. We take breaks throughout the year when we need them. We take a 6 to 7 week break in summer, and in the winter, fall, winter, we stop right before Thanksgiving, and we do not start back up until after New Year. So that is our large break. There's just a lot of things I buy the PDF of, and for storage reasons and cost, it just is better that way. So we found Blossom and Root last year, and we've slowly been integrating more and more of their products into our homeschool. These are the book seeds. We've done a few already that aren't shown here, but they're little 2-week courses. Some of them are more catered to like a younger group, and I just either add things for Ava, or she just sort of like helps me with the other two. But they're little 2-week courses. These are on like little storybooks, but then there are some studies on scientists, like this is Darwin, and we use these to break up in between our larger unit studies. Let's see what else is Ava doing on here. So I will talk about their history in a moment. This I bought for Hayden. It's a nature study through Blossom and Root, and this is also Hayden's Exploring Math and Art by Blossom and Root. It's going to be optional for her. So far, she does want to do this with us. I don't know if she's going to want to do this with him. They're optional for her. She has quite a bit of art in her language arts. It's pretty art heavy, so I'm not going to force her to do that. And then her reader for The Good and the Beautiful and the answer key for her level are also on here. And then the first unit study we will use for science will be meteorology. And the way I do their science is I buy the unit studies as we finish. So when we get to the last few lessons of this, I'll buy the PDF of the next unit study and let them decide at that time what they're interested in, what they would like to learn. But the one we're going to start with is meteorology. They chose this. Probably wouldn't have been my first choice because I find this stuff boring, but they're super excited about it. So this is what we are doing, which is also why I let them pick, because I definitely would pick different things than they do. But that is what is on here. These are all of our PDFs, how we store them and utilize them. So I also have a few other apps that we use. Books is more for, some of these are mine, but that, more parent resources. But we use Books for the 2 younger ones. Epic, all of them use. And we just got this in just about 2 months ago. We got a subscription to this because all the libraries were closed at the time. Our larger area library is doing curbside, but the smaller base library that we like to go to on Fridays is closed. So this is just what Epic looks like, and Ava doesn't really do the read to me or the videos. She basically does some of these other books, but she also uses Amazon on her Kindle for some of the other stuff that she likes to read. But she's more of a wants to hold the book kind of kid, so she does not use those things as much as the other kids do. And the one thing that her and Hayden really love, if I can get it to pull up, we added this to our homeschool, and if you watched the other video, you heard this, but we added this last summer because the rule in the house last summer, and pretty much the rule still now, is that we do not allow TV during the day unless it is educational. So they can watch whatever they want after dinner, but before dinner it has to be educational. So this is basically like a Netflix for documentaries. We absolutely love it. They watch it every day during lunch, and and during a lot of their free time. They are found on CuriosityStream. They have it on their Chromebooks, they have it on their TVs, it is on our main TV, as well as the Kindles. And like I said in the other video, Innovation Nation is really big with them right now. But you can set this as a kid version, which ours is set up to kids so that it's just more appropriate. But it's really reasonably priced. For a little while there during the pandemic, they did have it for like $12 a year for the whole year. When we signed up for it, it was $20 for the whole year, but still, I think that is absolutely worth it. So they learn a lot from this, and we're able to pull different documentaries to go with what we're learning. So it's been great. And on days that none of us are feeling it, and we just need a break, we need a mental break, we go on and find a documentary, whether it's historical or current event or science, whatever we want to watch, and that's what we learn that day. So moving on, this is the history. I am going to do a more in-depth flip through of this because right now this is a very big topic. People are looking for a history that is more integrated, that shows history of multiple races. So Blossom and Root came out with this last year. This is their volume 1. Volume 2 will come out sometime this next year. But they've done a really good job of putting together a more thorough history program. We tried a different history program last year. It just didn't work for us. It was The Good and the Beautiful, and The Good and the Beautiful is a Christian history program, or Christian curriculum. And we are a secular family, so I'm okay with using a lot of their things because I don't mind my kids being exposed to Christian ideas. They have many Christian family members. They hear about the Bible and the Bible stories. They went to Christian preschools, so it's stuff they've heard before. However, I just felt like with the history program, we were skipping lessons because they were basically a Bible history lesson, which just wasn't pertinent for us. So, they loved the history game. They did love the curriculum. The curriculum was really good at keeping their attention on the lessons that we did use. They would have been very happy to keep going with it because it has a history game that comes with it that they absolutely love. We play that still to this day, multiple days a week. But we're going to move forward with this year. I prefer U.S. history anyways because it's just something I'm more interested in. So Blossom and Root, this can be used K all the way through 12. They have different pathways. There is a gentle pathway for K through 2. I think that information is actually on here because this is the student guide. The parent guide is actually on here. I don't have that printed because it's really just a guide. It is not a workbook. And I really only print workbooks, things that they're going to write in. Everything else I use the PDF of. But so I just want to make sure I say this accurately. I did say it in the other video. But okay, so the gentle pathway is K through 2. Standard pathway is 3 through 8. And the advanced pathway is grades 7 and up, as well as adults. So you are able to learn alongside with your child if you so choose. We are doing the standard pathway. So I'll show you quickly the spines that we will be using for that. We'll be using 1001 Things Everyone Should Know About African American History. We will be using A Kid's Guide to Latino History, A Kid's Guide to Native American History, Before Columbus, The Americas of 1491, and The American Revolution for Kids. There's also a long list of lots of read-alouds and additional books you can add. So we will get those as we need them as we go on through the curriculum. And I do believe that this book here There's the option, I think it is the book for the general pathway, but for the standard pathway, you can also choose to use this publisher's version. It would be a kid's guide to African American history in lieu of this one. This one comes with a little warning. They did say that there is some adult or more mature content depending on the age of your child. You may want to choose to read this aloud versus letting it be an independent read. But you know, that's something you can decide as the parent. So I will do a more thorough flip through of this to talk a little bit more about it for anybody interested in this specifically. If there's anything else you would like to see a thorough flip through of, let me know below and I can do that. But hopefully this has helped you kind of get an idea of what can be used. You can always use more than we do. You can use less than we do. This is just what we do, what works for us. But that is what we will be using for my rising 6th grader. That's pretty much it. But if you have any questions, let me know. Everything that you have seen will be linked below so that you can check it out for yourself. And I will be back in a week or two with a thorough flip through of the history program for anyone interested. So thanks for watching, guys. Subscribe if you have not, and we will be back with more.